I do like to gamble from time to time. It is a recreational sport for me. I like playing poker. I like playing craps. I like playing slots. I like it all. Sometimes it's good for my bankroll. Sometimes it's not, but I do enjoy it. I have a good time. There are some bets you could make offshore on the presidential elections. So, JD, I will test your knowledge of where you think we're at here, and I will give the bet, and then I will ask you what you think the odds should be, and then we will give the actual odds. Again, these are odds from mybookie.com. So let's start with the big one, right? Who's going to win the presidential election? Now, they don't say Trump versus Biden. They say Republican versus Democrat, but we all know what they're talking about.
That's interesting that they don't say that.
Well,
isn't it?
it's the reason why they do that. It's just in case somebody dies, quite frankly. I mean, that's why they're doing it. But, okay, so what do you think the odds are for a Democrat winning the presidential election? Obviously, we're talking about Joe Biden.
Minus 120.
No, it's a lot higher than that. Minus 180. Joe Biden is a big favorite. Republican Donald Trump would be plus 140. All right. So the 2020 presidential election winner, it's weird because if you go by the names, the odds change a little bit. Joe Biden is minus 150 and Donald Trump is even money. That's just in case one of them dies or something, as I mentioned. Kanye West is 150 to 1. That should be 15,000 to 1. Hillary Clinton, if she decided to get in the race, is 50 to 1. Mike Pence is 60 to 1 if something happened to Donald Trump. Then we go down the list. The odds get really crazy. Michelle Obama is 80 to 1. Andrew Cuomo, 80 to 1. Nikki Haley is 125 to 1. Mitt Romney is 100 to 1. I like it that Mitt Romney has better odds or lower odds than Nikki Haley. I think that's kind of funny. All right, so you want to know my lock and I'm the chalk. If I had $1 million to spend, which clearly I don't, I would take this bet because it's a lock. Unless Joe Biden, something really horrible happens to him. Who is going to be the 2020 presidential nominee? Joe Biden's minus 2,500. What does that mean? That means you have to bet 2,500 to win 100, which isn't really a horrible return. We're talking about, what, a 2% return? Do I have my math right?
4%.
2,500 to win 100 is not 4%.
Yes, it is.
2,500?
Yeah, to win 100 is 4%. 25 times 4 is 100. So 4%.
So you're telling me if you bet 100,000 on Joe Biden, you would get 4,000 in
That's
return.
what I'm saying, yes.
All right, I'm not a mathematician here, but that sounds to me like a lock. To me, that is a lock. That is an absolute lock. I mean, are you kidding me? That's a lock.
I mean, something could happen to Joe Biden in the next couple of months.
Okay,
Brian.
well, I'm telling you, that's the bet that I would take all day.
But then if something happens to him, you're out of money.
Well, that is true. That's the risk you take. But
he isn't exactly in the best mental condition.
Well,
Brian.
mental and dying are two completely different things, and I'm not a doctor, but I would take that bet. And
Brian, he's trying to not debate. I mean, his campaign is trying to not debate Donald Trump.
No, that's not going to happen.
They're trying to avoid the debates in general.
There's going to be debates. But speaking of Donald Trump, he's minus 2,200. There's a parlay for you. Take a minus 2,500 and a minus 2,200 because it's going to be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. So there's a couple other interesting bets you can make here. Who will Joe Biden pick as his vice president? Now, for the last 10 months, I've said it's going to be Kamala Harris.
So have I.
Kamala Harris is a heavy favorite at minus 105. But the reason why she's not minus 500, she's minus 105, there's a lot of other people in the field. So I want to go through those with you, if I may. Elizabeth Warren is 15 to 1. Keisha Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, is 40 to 1. And then there's a couple favorites out there. Who do you think is number 2?
Susan Rice.
You are correct. She is 3.5 to 1, which is a modest,
Mm-hmm.
And then, Tammy Duckworth, a veteran who lost her legs. She is 5 to 1. So they're saying that it's really a 3-person race here for the vice president.
So there's no Stacey Abrams on there?
I'm getting there. But,
okay.
But the 3 people that have any chance, according to bookmakers, are Kamala Harris, who's the overwhelming favorite, Tammy Duckworth, and Susan Rice. Stacey Abrams is 80 to 1. I actually think there's some value there. 80 to 1. There's some value.
I think he would go with Bottoms before Abrams at this point.
Michelle Obama's only 20 to 1, so they're saying Michelle Obama has an outside shot.
That could happen.
And then we go down the list. Tulsi Gabbard is 200 to 1.
Is Oprah on there?
No.
Okay.
Tulsi Gabbard is 200 to 1. Andrew Cuomo, 200 to 1.
Too big of an ego.
Catherine Cortez Masto, who, by the way, did a lot of work here in Nevada as the Attorney General, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea who that is.
Attorney General.
Zero.
Attorney General of Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Very nice lady. Former. She is also 200 to 1. I didn't even know she was on this list. Tammy Baldwin. And then you go to Michelle Grisham and Hillary Clinton, which is not going to happen. She is 100 to 1. So, and then you go through the list of some of these bets you can bet on who's going to win this state, who's going to win Delaware, who's going to win Connecticut. But let's just go to the important state right now that we're going to, and that is Nevada. So the odds of Nevada, what do you think they are as a Democrat to win Nevada? What do you think those odds are? Who's going to win Nevada? A Democrat or a Republican for the presidential race? Who do you think is going to win the state?
I think Nevada goes red.
Minus 600. Minus 600 Nevada.
For red?
For Democrat.
For Democrat.
Yep.
Wow.
Minus 600.
I think it's the opposite.
Well, if you think if you think Donald Trump is going to win Nevada, it's plus 350.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree with those stats. I don't think there's any chance that Donald Trump wins Nevada. But hey, that's just my personal opinion, so I don't know. You can also make some Kanye bets here. Kanye West presidential race prop bets. Kanye West fires advisor Steve Cramper before 8/1/2020. You can make that bet. Yes is the minus 140. No is plus 100. Kanye West publicity comments dropping out of the press race. Yes, minus 300. The no is plus 200. There's a lot of Kanye wet bets here.
I thought he dropped out 2 or 3 days ago.
He sort of did, but there's still word that he's still legally in.
Yeah. And then did you see that Caitlyn Jenner is trying to be his vice president?
I saw that.
They've had some serious conversations. Now, that would be an interesting card.
I guess he might be back in. Drops the presidential race before 8/1/2020. That's close to even money. That's interesting. Adidas breaks contract with Kanye West before 11/3. Yes is plus 600. No minus 1,500. That's a good one.
I like that bet a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good wager.
Yes. Will he tweet support for Biden before 11/3/2020? What do you think the odds are on that?
Yeah, I think you will.
What do you think the odds are on that?
Oh, minus 450.
Oh, you're not even close. Plus 300 is the yes.
Well, you don't think he will?
Yeah.
They don't think that he's going to tweet support for Biden.
I don't think he's going to do that either.
Why would he not?
The no is minus 700.
You don't think when he drops out he does that?
No.
You think he drops out and then tweets support for Trump again?
I don't think
because he dumped Trump. He dumped Trump 2 weeks ago. He took his MAGA hat off and everything. Everybody saw it.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. I'm just saying. I don't think that's going to happen. That's just I don't think he's going
to. I'll tell you, if he stays in for a couple of months, he is going to take a good chunk of the African-American vote from Joe Biden.
Well, tweeting support, Kanye West tweeting support for Donald Trump before November 3rd, minus 250. So they're saying he is going to do that. When will Kanye West release God's Country? Is that his new stupid album?
Yeah.
You can bet on that as well.
All I know is that if Kanye West releases a new Yeezy and it's red, white, and blue, I am purchasing that Yeezy. So I hope he does that because he will sell. I mean, his net worth just hit $1 billion. So did his wife's. Honestly, I think his wife should be his VP. His wife and him, that would be an interesting tandem.
Well, I'm so glad
despite
you brought
Despite the fact that he's only able to do this in 43 states. In 7 states, he can't even enter as an independent anymore. But that would be an interesting tandem with him and his wife, I think, because she would do well with that 18 to not even 18. She would do well with a younger demo.
Well, I'm glad you brought up people's wives because that was a good transition to my next. Not the transition you're thinking of. I know you're thinking about another transition. I'm not talking about the Kardashians and Jenner. Not that transition. But no, in regards to odds of whether a couple will break up, let's start with, again, this is according to mybookie.com. Let's start with Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Now, I've been saying for years now that I think as soon as Donald Trump is out of office, within 6 months, Melania will divorce Donald Trump. They don't even sleep in the same bed. She slaps his hand away. She knows that he's a cheater. So anyway, will there be a breakup here? That is the question, and by the end of the year. Okay, so we're going by the end of the year, December 31st.
6 months.
What do you think the odds are on that Donald Trump and Melania Trump divorce by the end of the year? What do you think the odds are on that?
Minus 150.
You're very close on that.
Yeah.
Minus 140. You're right around You're right around the ballpark there, and I think that's probably about right. If it was within by 2022, I would say that'd be minus 500. I really would. Will she do it that fast? Yes, I think that's a favorite. So minus 140. All right, you just were talking about Kim Kardashian. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Do you think they will divorce by the end of the year? What do you think the odds are on that one?
No, minus 450.
Pretty close, minus 700.
Okay.
No. So they're saying, and I don't think that's going to happen either. No, I'm nothing that I can see. All right, here's an interesting one. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Do you think there's any chance that they divorce by the end of the year?
I mean, I don't think they divorce. I think that is a kind of a put-together Hollywood type of marriage. I think it's kind of a sham. honestly, I do believe that. But you know what? Minus 120, yes.
Boy, are you way off on this one?
So big no.
You are way off.
Big
on this
no?
one. Yeah, you are way off on this one.
Plus 2, plus 10, plus 1,000 no.
The no is minus 4,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Fair
on that
enough.
one. They seem like they're doing okay though. There's no reason for anybody to believe they will divorce.
That would be a 2.5% return, Brian.
Yeah. Well, Trump is they're gonna go through a divorce, and then there's rumblings that they've already had a prenup put in place recently.
They restructured.
Yes.
She restructured her prenup about a month ago.
Yeah. Well, that tells me one thing. That's what's on her mind: divorce.